teaching you finances because the school doesn't teach you, right? Malachi Collins here, PTF Financials, and today we're going to be going over the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant is a diagram made by Robert Kiyosaki, a well-known entrepreneur, and also seen in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In this diagram, it breaks down the 4 different types of people in the world of business and money, right? 4 people, 4 different lifestyles. Number 1 is an employee, right? So an employee, right, they work at a job. They probably work at Walmart, a fast food chain, a restaurant, retail, Amazon, something like that. The thing about an employee is that they receive a steady and fixed income. Meaning what? These people are trading a fixed amount of their time for a fixed amount of income. So they're working XYZ hours and getting XYZ in amount. Understand that being an employee, you have 0 to no financial leverage. Stop working, the money stops as well. Next, we got someone who's self-employed, right? So this has to be lawyers, all different types of agents, some sales positions, or, someone who just maybe just be running their own little business. Understand that being self-employed, you actually have more control over your time and your work, right? You ain't got no boss that's telling you, do this, do that, do that. You know what I'm saying? You have way more control of that. You work when you want. Understand that you are the cash flow, right? So the money stops when you do. Next, on the right side of the quadrant, we have business owners. Now, these people are a little bit of a different breed, right? So how business owners operate is that they leverage systems. They leverage a system in order to produce their income, right? So they're leveraging people or tech, right, that produces them income. What does that mean? Their money is not generated purely off their own efforts, right? So say if they take a day off, the money is still being generated as other people are making money for them in the form of employees or tech. And last but not least, we got investors. Investors, what they do is that they have their money work for them, right? So these are people who probably invest in stock market, real estate, right? They put their money in something of value, and that value is going to grow over time, right? Therefore, multiplying their money without any additional effort, okay? So in the stock market, real estate, and my biggest advocate, life insurance. And that, my friends, is the cash flow quadrant.